Hello and welcome back to Mystic English. Have you ever loved someone who only saw you through filters? Someone who adored your words, your emojis, your presence online, but didn't know what to do with your real breathing self in the offline world? In a time where love is often found in DMs and connections bloom through screens, many of us fall for someone who only knows the version of us we let them see. But what happens when digital chemistry doesn't survive the light of day? I request you to please stay with us till the very end, because this story will gently break your heart, then piece it back together with truth and strength. And if you love watching videos that explore English, emotion, and the raw beauty of being human, please subscribe to Mystic English. Have you ever fallen for someone who only loved the parts of you they could filter? In this digital world, a place of curated timelines and glowing screens, did you find a connection that felt like a quiet, sacred space? You know the feeling. The late-night texts that grew into a conversation with your soul. Every emoji wasn't just a picture. It was a promise. Every shared meme was a laugh you felt deep in your chest. A silent agreement that you both saw the world in the same way. In the vast, anonymous world of Wi-Fi, you felt seen, you felt heard, you felt for the first time in a long time that you were truly enough. But what happens when that digital love has to step out from behind the screen and into the sharp, unfiltered light of the real world? What happens when the person you fell for online meets the person you are offline? The dream phase began subtly, didn't it? It might have been a random reply to your story, a comment on a photo you almost didn't post, or a shared interest in a book or a movie that sparked a conversation. At first, it was just a few messages, a playful back and forth. But then those messages grew. They became longer, more thoughtful. They started coming at midnight, when the rest of the world was asleep, and it felt like you were the only two people awake, sharing your deepest fears and your highest hopes. You found a space where you could be completely honest, a space where you didn't have to put on a mask. They seemed to understand the messy, complicated parts of your heart without judgment. They saw your passions, your quiet moments, and your unique way of thinking. They loved the sound of your voice during those late-night calls, not just the words you spoke, but the small sighs and pauses in between. They were captivated by your mind, by the way you strung your thoughts together. In this world of perfect online faces and curated aesthetics, you found something that felt wonderfully, beautifully, unconditionally real. You started to fill in the gaps, to paint a picture of them in your mind, and you believed, with every fiber of your being, that this was something special. And then, the day came. The day you were finally going to meet. You were a symphony of emotions. A little nervous, a lot excited, and absolutely brimming with hope. You spent hours choosing what to wear, trying to find the perfect outfit that felt like the digital you, but in real life. You wanted to look just right. This wasn't just a date. This felt like destiny. You were preparing for the moment when your two digital souls would finally, physically, embrace. You walked into the cafe, your heart beating a rhythm of pure anticipation. You saw them across the room, and for a fleeting moment, everything felt right. You smiled. A genuine, full-face smile that came from the depths of your hopeful heart. But something was off. You saw their expression change. The warmth you were so accustomed to seeing in their words was not reflected in their eyes. The smile they gave back was a small, tight curve of the lips, a gesture that felt less like a greeting and more like a polite acknowledgement. They barely spoke. The comfortable silence of your late-night calls was replaced by a heavy, awkward quiet. The connection, once so vibrant and alive, felt like a distant memory, a fragile echo in a cold room. And as the evening ended, you felt it. The slow, agonizing withdrawal. The replies became one-word answers. The texts became fewer and farther between. And then, without a single word of explanation, they simply disappeared. You didn't lose them to time or distance or a fight. You lost them to their own judgment. The hurt that followed was a slow, agonizing poison. It seeped into every corner of your mind, every part of your heart. You replayed the meeting over and over, a cruel highlight reel of all your supposed mistakes. You scoured your own reflection in the mirror, searching for what was wrong. Was it my nose? My hair? The way I dressed? You went back through every message, every shared joke, every heartfelt confession, trying to find a clue. A sign that you missed. A reason for this sudden, cruel change. But there was nothing. The pain was in the silence, in the unanswered messages. How could one look, one awkward meeting, erase everything you built through thousands of words, hours of conversation, and countless shared moments? You felt invisible. You felt small. The person who had seemed to love every part of you online couldn't even look at you properly in person. You weren't ugly. You weren't the problem. You just didn't fit the fantasy they had built in their mind. You weren't the picture they had curated in their head. The truth was, you were just a person. A beautifully imperfect, real person, and that was something they weren't ready for. But here, in this quiet moment of reflection, is the truth you must hold on to. People don't reject you. They reject their own expectations. They fell in love with a carefully crafted idea, not the messy, wonderful, three-dimensional reality of you. In the world of endless scrolling and perfect pictures, it's easy to create a fantasy, a perfect version of a person who fits neatly into a desired aesthetic. They fell for the idea of you, not for your soul. They confused the emotional intimacy of your late-night calls with the need for a physical standard, a need to show a perfect partner to the world. You were never too little. They just couldn't see enough. They were too focused on the surface to see the depth of your kindness, the fire of your passion, the strength of your character. You are a whole, complete person, not just a photo on a screen. You are a story, full of chapters and a rich history, not just a headline. Your worth is not, and never will be, measured by someone else's narrow, fleeting view. Their inability to see you for who you are is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of their own limitations. One day, someone will see you fully. Not just a filtered profile picture, but the tired lines around your eyes after a long day. Not just your witty texts, but the small, nervous habits you have when you're excited. They will see your face, your fire, your skin, your scars, and your soul. And they will love all of it. They will love the person they fell for online even more offline. They will love the way you laugh, the way your eyes light up when you talk about your passions, the little things that make you uniquely you. They will cherish the unfiltered you. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself. Heal from this. Don't let their small vision define your large worth. Love yourself in every pixel, every scar, every silence, and every moment of doubt. Because you are more than enough. You always have been. And you will be, even offline. Thank you for watching. If you've ever been through a heartbreak like this, remember, you are not the version someone failed to understand. You are the real, unfiltered you, and that's enough. The world might try to shrink your worth to pixels and posts, but your soul was never meant to be seen through a screen alone. If this touched you, please like this video. Also, please subscribe to Mystic English. We'll meet again in the next video, where we explore more stories that speak to your heart and sharpen your English. Until then, take care, stay kind to yourself, and remember, The right people will see you clearly, even offline.